Hey guys, and in this video I'm going to start showing you all the notes found in the caves. So there's currently 9 caves on the island that has notes in them. We're going to cover 5 of those caves in this video, and then we're going to cover the other 4 in the other one. So today we're going to cover the cave found here in the southeast of the map. We're also going to cover the southern islet ones, which are found like over there. You will see dots appearing on the map. We'll also cover the redwood forest, also known as the swamp cave, and then also the central cave, which is between the mountain and the volcano. And then we're going to cover the Carno Island cave, water caves, and tech cave in the last video of the series. I also want to say really thank you for all the support I've been getting. I've only been doing this for like a month or two, and I've already gained 11 subscribers, and it is really fun. Really appreciate it. Can't thank you enough for that. And at the recording of this video we have 11 subs, although I am recording these videos before all the other videos are out, so I'm not sure how many subscribers we will have when I actually upload this, but I have a 20 subscriber goal for the end of January or something like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of setting these goals as we get along, but 20 subscribers is the next goal, so if you want to help me hit that, then consider subscribing if you find these videos helpful. And without further ado, let's get started. We are right now in the southeast of the map. Very distinctive area. This cave is probably the easiest one to find because you have this very clear, like, crescent, moon-shaped looking thing on the side of the island here. And if you look in it, you should see a cave here. If you look down, it should be on the right side. I hope my Argentavis won't... I can't bring the Argent in, damn it. I'm kind of scared of that Alpha Rex. It'll probably be fine. So just want to quickly mention real quick that this is just a run through of the notes. This is not how to get to through the cave properly. I'm going to probably maybe do a video on that in the future, but for now I'm just going to show you where the explorer notes are. So obviously you should bring weapons and maybe a dinosaur down here in order to not die, but I'm just showing you how to get the notes or where the notes are. So just head down the cave. There's only one road down. That volcano or a lava waterfall should let you know that you're on the right path. Go down. This is where the mobs start to spawn in. So here you got 2 ways you can go. That one leads basically nowhere. So you want to head this way. So to the right. This is also the way you go to get the artifact, but we're after the notes. Just continue until we get to this big hub, and if you look down, you should see a very big ruin down there. So you want to get down there. There are different ways you can get down, but this is how you're supposed to go down. Just around and down, or you can just jump down. Point is, get down to this ruin, and you might think there's only 1 note, but there is 2. But the first one is easy. It is inside, right here. This is... I'm not sure why I'm not allowed to see what note that is. But it is a what? Oh, there we go. It's Rockwell number 18 at 68.6 by 86. And then if you go towards that lava waterfall, that's the only one in the room, so just go towards that and you should see another note out here. It's the manta dossier at 68.9 by 86.1. And then we gotta go back up to find the last one. So just go back up this way. Jump over. This you gotta be careful, so if you want to safe it, you could use a grappling hook. And the same right here. Although you should be able to just run down that. Okay, so I got a little confused here, so I'm just gonna shoot this part again. So when you jump over this piece, or this part, that's the ruin. You have two roads, so that one leads down to the ruin. That's another way going down there. But so you want to head right. Follow the cliffside there. Or like the end of the cave, I suppose. You get to that alien structure. And you can see it, yeah, you can see it there. That's where that road would lead. That's the ruin. You want to just head right. So then you get to this part, and you can see that there is the artifact on the right. There is a corridor that isn't like red and with crystal or anything, or orange or whatever. You want to head through that. So basically just take left if you couldn't get it. And then you get to this, you get to the lava front, and you see the artifact there, and if you look to the right, you should see this pillar. And next to the pillar, there is an artifact. It's the Megaloceros at 67.4 by 85.5. And that's the last dossier in this cave, or explorer note, or whatever you want to call it. So now I'm going to head up, and then we're going to get to the next cave. So the next cave we're going to take is this one, sort of the south central one, I guess you could call it. I'm not quite sure the official names of the caves, but we are right here now. You can see at the map the river, and if you come like in from the ocean, you see this big cliff on your right. Basically enter into the jungle, not follow that cliff, but close to it, sort of roughly here. And you should see this ravine right here. So just follow that, look to your right, and then there is the cave right there. Again, I'm gonna do more maybe in-depth videos. This is mainly just to show the notes. I think the caves are relatively well known. I might do proper cave videos, but I think that was a fair description just quickly of how the cave, or where the cave is. So obviously just head down. This one isn't as dangerous as the last one. I think this is actually probably the least dangerous of all of them. There are several small, like, different ways you can get down, but there's only one road leading down here, so I'm not really gonna go too in-depth on where to run. Just head down in the cave until you eventually will reach two different ways you can go. Right here. That's where the alien structure, first alien structure. So here you see there's a road to your right and there's a road to your left, or way, path. You don't want to take the left one because that leads to the artifact, and that's not what we're going to do in this video. All the explorer notes are the right side, so you want to go to the right. Just head down. And that leads you to the ruin there. Big open space, and you should see that ruin pretty easily. I've opened these ones already because I had to do a reshoot. Kaprosuchus at 82.9 by 51.9. And then there's a road or way going that way. You want to go to the left. You should see bamboo and plants in this one. And if you head down, there is a note right here. Helena note number 12 at, if I can get the map up as well, 84 by 52.1. And then continue heading this way. See that alien kind of structure there. Continue just heading forward. I might be speaking a little fast and doing this pretty fast, but that's because unlike before where I just cut, I actually go through the whole cave, so it might take longer, I don't really know. But just head down this way, you should see another alien structure, pillar next to it, and there's a Leech dossier at 85.3 by 53.3. So for the next cave, we're right here now. Redwood forest right there. The other cave is down there. There's a cliff that you should see fairly easily forming on this sort of island I'm pointing to. It's even marked on the map. And you just want to follow that cliff. Just follow it, hug the cliff until you eventually come across the cave right there. And if you want to like safe your bird, you can always park him up on the top of that cave so that it's out of reach of raptors and such. So just head into the cave. It might look like there are different ways here, but you can always keep to the right. That's like a good rule. But whichever way or road you take or whatever, you should get to the same spots. Like, eventually it will become, they will fuse to become just one path. So it doesn't really matter which one you take. But just head down the cave. This one is so cramped in some areas that the only mount that you can bring all the way is like a raptor and something that size. I think terror birds as well. So don't bring saber-tooths down here because you can't bring him past this one spot. This one does not lead anywhere, by the way. So head down. You can see that it gets really cramped right here, and this is where saber-tooths don't fit, even though it looks like they will. So that one does not lead anywhere, so we're gonna take the left one. I think I'm just gonna bright up so you can see clearer where I'm going. Head down, you can take a little shortcut, jump down here, or you can just walk all the way, and the first note, pretty easy to find, it's on your way. Lystro at 68.6 by 59.2. Continue head down, and you get to this spot, and you want to head left. All the way left, you can see it goes down, don't bother about that. Head left until you get here, little parkour session. You see the water underneath, you want to head across, it shouldn't be too difficult. Head across this little area. There's some metal here, but you should search for a note. It's right here. It's Helena note number 11 at 69.7 by 61.3. And then just head back. And from here you can kind of take several ways down, but I believe if we just take this way, we should get down to the last note. So we were just there. Obviously, I'm not cutting anything here because I want you to see the whole cave, or I'm like cutting minimal at least. Just head down. These mushrooms should be showing an area that looks like this. Just head down. There's nothing here to really miss other than potentially loot drops, but again, I'm not doing a full cave through. And then when you get to the very bottom, you should see this very big ruin. And if you search this, you should find a note right here. The Mammoth dossier at 71.3 by 59.8. And that's the last note in this cave. Oh right, we are in the redwood forest for this one. It's called the Swamp Cave, which doesn't make too much sense considering it's not even in the swamp. But the actual like climate inside is kind of swampish though. But we're here now at the lake in the middle of the redwoods, or not in the middle, but in the redwoods. And you can see how if you look sort of at the same direction as the mountain on the redwoods, you should see how it's sort of some cliff side type things here. Let's just head up. Eventually leads up to the top there, which is like a plateau thing. But you want to head to this cliff phase. And it's a little entrance right here. Very easy to miss, but it's also easy to find if you know that it's here. Now this is probably the hardest, or one of the hardest caves, because it kills you by going inside it. I don't take damage, but there is poisonous gas in here, so you need a gas mask in order to survive. Or I believe you can use scuba gear, I'm not sure. At least you used to be doing that before gas masks were a thing. And you can see why this is why it's called a swamp cave, because of all the dragonflies and swamp creatures, but it's not in the swamp. if you want to get cement paste, then you could bring a toad and kill all these dragonflies. It's actually smart because they deal more damage to dragonflies than normal creatures. But at the same time, you need a lot of health if you're to survive all these creatures. But I'm going to do probably a proper video on this cave in the future. So many animals. Just head down. Now this cave is easy to get lost in. Get down to the first water. So we kind of need to go two ways here, but we want to head right first. Be careful, there are leeches in the water here, so you gotta kill everything first. Head right. And you should get to this area. And a little entrance here, where you sadly cannot bring any animals in. Just head in though, you want to go inside this way. And if you go all the way inside, I can maybe bright up... No, that didn't really help. It should be a note. It's a snail inside. It's a terror bird dossier. At... If I can get it... My map up. 62.1 by 40.8. And then if you head back... and continue downwards, you should see that there is a note at the end there. So just, that's where we came from. But you want to head this way. And you get the Tapejara at, or Tapejara, I believe you pronounce it. 62.2 by 40.2. Okay, so I kind of got lost, so I just gotta show you again. So if you want to bring an animal, you gotta go, if you're riding an animal, which you probably are if you're doing it legit, you have to go around and back to the start. So I'm gonna do that. Although you can, if you're not riding an animal and if you're just doing this to, I don't know, get the achievement or something, you can crouch through here, but you can see you cannot, you gotta crouch in order to get through there. So I'm gonna walk back to the start, just to show you that you can use an animal to get through here. Let's just head back. And all these dragonflies makes it really hard to walk. Okay, so we are back at the start now. So that leads obviously up. You want to head to the left, so these alien structures, follow those. Head this way, and you get to another room that looks pretty similar. So basically, if we would have gone through little hole, we would have come out there. But if you want to bring an animal, you got to go around and you will come out from this side. You want to head left. And head this way. To get a little loot drop. And also to get the way. So head left here. Follow this way. You can also use this way actually, but that gives you a loot drop. And then you'll get to another room that also looks kind of similar. You got water down here. A red drop or whatever drop, some spider looking eggs things on the wall there and there. And then you get to where you will find the artifact. So the artifact, I believe, is that way. And if you head this way, so you can see there's one corridor going that way, or like, yeah, a little pathway going that way. One going here, you want to take the right one, and there's a note. There's no ruin, but it's the Titanosaurus out in the open. 61.7 by 40.7. And that was all the notes. I'm sorry this one is probably a little confusing because this cave goes a little bit all over the place. But hopefully you should be able to navigate. Then we finally get to the central cave, the last cave in this video. Also, in my opinion, the easiest one to spot other than the one in the south, because this one is in the middle of the map. It is very open. I'm just going to brighten the game up so that you can see it better because it is nighttime currently. The volcano is right there. Other mountain, redwoods. This is where we are at, and the cave is huge. Smack dab in the middle of the map. Gonna land my bird inside just to sort of avoid a little danger. Head down. Now we can take off the light because the mushrooms will light it up for us. Now these notes are pretty easy to find. Head down. So here you have two different ways you can go. You can find the notes taking either of the ways, but the easiest way is to take the left one because that leads you directly to the note. This is the Megalodon, 40.9 by 47.3. And if you continue heading down, you get to this area, and that, real quick, that's the way we would come down from the other road or path, but you can see you could just walk back up, but it's longer. So when you come down to this section, you want to just quickly take a look backwards, and you should see this little way. So this is where we came from. Just want to remind you, these caves are easy to get lost in. So you come down here, you want to take a right, and you should see a little ruin and Rockwell number 17 at 40.8 by 47.6. And then if you come back out from that, you want to head right, and then you want to head left. And you should start to decline, and you can see there is several ways to go, but they will lead to the same. You can see that one comes out there. The same right here. They will both lead down to the artifact, but you can go two different ways. I'm going to take the left one, because I believe that leads you more directly towards the Explorer note. So just keep left. You should see the artifact in the distance. From some angles, at least, but that alien structure here should make you know that you're on the right path. That is the artifact over there. As you can see, that's the artifact. So here you can kind of choose, but we're gonna go through this one. So you can see there is sort of the artifact, and then corridor, and then corridor. You want to take the middle one. Parkour through that. You could take the other one, but it's just speedier. And right next to the artifact, there is two pillars, and there is the Aranaeo, which is the spider, at 39.6 by 45.8. And that's all the notes in this cave, which means that we are done with this video. If you did find this one helpful, hope you consider subscribing. I'm sorry if it goes a little fast in these caves, but I think it shouldn't be too hard. Like, the caves aren't that big, so finding the note shouldn't be too difficult. But I hope it was at least helpful enough. If you want to see me go through the caves properly, then just you can comment that in the comment section. And again, subscribe. 20 subscribers is the goal. Although I don't know if we've reached that yet. I don't think we have. But we are at 11 subscribers at the recording of this video. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. See you later. Bye.